Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Ascow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Sports World Radio! I'm your host, Jeff Escal. Alongside me always, Sean Mann, the update man, but we'll bring him in just a little bit. We got to get all the particulars out of the way before we do that. So what do you say? Hey, we get them out of the way, and then we can get on with this rockin' show. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today like we do each and every day. Don't forget, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. We're taking the day off, but we will be back on Friday. And don't forget our Saturday show, NFL Real Talk, where we talk nothing but NFL football and make our predictions for the rest of the games for the weekend. Sean and I will be picking 3 games today for tomorrow's game, so we got that to do. We got so much to do. Ron Gallo, our hockey guru, will be coming in the second hour of the show today. Sean's confirmed that. So we got that going on. Man, we got tons and tons and tons of stuff to do and not a lot of time to do it. And again, this show's only 2 hours long, and we got about 4 hours worth of show to give you. So we got to get it all in there. So let's get all the particulars out of the way first. You're listening to Sports World Radio on SportsWorldRadio.com. Now, if you want to come and hang out in our chat room with us where we chat and people can ask questions and all that good stuff, it's over at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. 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 Head on over there. It's free to get an account. Get yourself a free account. Once you do that, just type in Sports World Radio in the search bar. The show will show up on the bottom of your screen. Just click the bubble there on the right-hand side on the bottom of your screen, and we'll open up the chat room, and you can start chatting away with us and ask us questions. If you don't want to do that, head on over to Sports World Radio. Head on over to Facebook.com/Sports World Radio. Ask your question there. Or head on over to Twitter.com/Sports World Radio. Ask your question there. Now, if you don't want to do that, just call 619-663-3715. That's 619-663-3715. Now I think I got all the particulars out of the way. What do you say? Hey, we bring in that co-host of ours, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, you rat bastard?
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on the 26th of November, 2014, 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, 3:06 p.m. on the West. Thanksgiving Eve. It's a very cold, cloudy, damp, and wet day.
Thanksgiving Eve. Bah humbug. Oh, that's the wrong holiday. Yeah, I forgot. Oh, well.
Well,
What? Go ahead, say it. Spill your beans. Go ahead, say it.
Well, what about Christmas Eve? You know, imagine when Christmas Eve gets here.
And you know what I'm going to say on Christmas Eve?
You'll be the Scrooge and you'll say, bah humbug.
The same thing I just said 2 minutes ago. You're exactly right, buddy. Bah humbug on that freaking thing, too, over there. All right?
What do you mean? All the Christmas ads will be out?
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I went out today to do some shopping, and I made the mistake to go out the day before freaking Thanksgiving. The freaking store was packed. But you want to know something, Sean? I was in and out of the store in 20 minutes. Got everything I wanted and got the hell out of there in 20 minutes. It took me longer to find a spot than it did for me to for me to shop. How about that, huh? Hey, check this out, guys. Really quick, because I know everybody's interested in this, and like I know Sean is. He was telling me a little while ago. Hey, this show reaches all the way to Chile, all the way to freaking Australia, and every point in between, from Chile to Australia to New York to San Diego and everywhere in between. And on that note, I want to say hello to my friend Linda McRae out there in Gold Coast, Australia, listening to the show right now out there in Gold Coast, Australia. Thank you very much for listening to us today. I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't sports fans. And Sean knows this as well as I do because Sean and I have been doing this show together for 6 years. I've been doing it for 10. You don't need to know anything about sports to listen to this show here, do you, buddy?
No, you do not.
We're not here just to talk sports. We're here to entertain you, ain't we, pal?
Yeah, and we do a fabulous job with that, too.
You ain't whistling Dixie on that one, my friend. You hit that one right on the head. So, what do you say we get to our first topic of the day before our first break of the day?
All right, Jeff, and all right, Myth.
Oh, by the way,
Brownie.
out there, how's the weather?
Very cold and very wet. And it's supposed to be rainy all week for this Thanksgiving holiday.
Well, what am I going to say to you?
You're going to say, that's what I get for living where I live.
Oh, see, I don't even have to say it anymore because you know it. You know what? You know what the weather is. And you and I, we do this every day. You tell me the weather out there in Idaho, and I give you the weather report out here in beautiful sunny San Diego. So what you tell me? You don't live here in San Diego, but you've been with me long enough doing the show. What's the weather like here in San Diego?
Sunny and fabulous sunny San Diego.
See, I don't even have to say anything. It's freaking 80 damn degrees here the day before Thanksgiving. They got freaking snow on the East Coast, and it's 80 freaking degrees here in San Diego. That's why I live where I live, and that's why you live where you live. Don't complain where you live because it's cold. Because that's where you live. If you want to do something about it, mother suckers, head on over to San Diego. Right, Sean?
Right on.
All right, look at all these people hanging out in the chat room. Look, Dr. Myth is going crazy. Dr. Myth has been with us for 10 stinking years listening to this show. Unstinking believable. Look at all these freaks. Andrew, Doctor.
There, Myth.
Yeah, well, he's in London. They don't celebrate Thanksgiving over there. It's just another Thursday. You know what, Myth? It's just another Thursday for you, and it's just another Thursday for me. I don't really care neither. I'm going to be all by myself. It's going to be great. You know what I'm making? You know what I'm making for Thanksgiving dinner, dude? That's right. What? I'm cooking. You know what I'm cooking?
What is that?
Shrimp scampi.
Yummy.
I like
shrimp.
With some linguine. Ooh, doggy. Some garlic bread. Yeah. Okay, let's get on to the first topic of the day.
All right, the first topic of the day that we get to, Jeff, you were talking about the picks. We might as well get them over with because we got Ron coming in.
Yeah.
First game tomorrow.
Oh, making picks already?
Game.
Look at you. You're just moving really quick. You're making picks already. Hey. Yeah, okay, let's do that because then I'm gonna say something to you. Because I know how you are with baseball, so go ahead.
3 games on tap for tomorrow, Jeff, for the NFL on Thanksgiving. And gentlemen, we should have a very entertaining and exciting tradition of Thanksgiving games. Tomorrow's first game will feature the Chicago Bears heading to Detroit to take on the Lions. Jeff, what's your thoughts and who you picking in this one between Chicago and Detroit?
Well, considering the producer and program director of this show, Sports World Radio, our friend Josh Lopez, lives in Chicago and is a Bears fan, and you know me, I've always had this soft spot for Detroit. I picked them years as my dark horse team, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough game to pick. This game is in Chicago, right?
This game is in Detroit.
Oh, in Detroit. Because I'm not at the page yet. I'm still working myself over there. In Detroit, huh?
The key in this game is the Bears need to do something. Yeah, Josh goes, yeah, a real Bears fan as opposed to Frank. And the key to this game, though, Jeff, is that, look, the Bears needed to win the last 2 weeks. They did that to 5-6. They know it's a big game for them, and Jay Cutler has to play another good game just to keep the Bears in contention for the NFC wild card, because in all likelihood, it's either going to be Green Bay or Detroit, but my gut is telling me it's going to be the Green Bay Packers winning that division. The Bears can only pray and hope that they can get the NFC wild card spot.
And I don't think that's going to happen. And you want to know something? I made these picks like last week or 2 weeks ago, just in case I forget to make them. I made them already, and I picked Detroit in this game. And you know something? I'm staying with my pick. I'm picking Detroit.
Detroit is what I'm going to go with, too. Lions know very well. They played so sloppy up in Foxborough last weekend, so Stafford has to come back. And the Lions know very well what happened last year. They won that big game against the Green Bay Packers, and everybody said Detroit has to keep it up. They should be farther ahead in the NFC North division, but that did not happen. And then they got knocked out. So the Lions know they don't want to have a repeat of last year. Otherwise, they're turning into the Dallas Cowboys because, think about it, they blew the opportunity to clinch the division last year.
Yes, they did. And they're going to blow it again this year. So what's the difference?
Stafford has to be better, and he needs to be ready to play. And the Lions want to win this game so bad. They make it a goal every year when they host the Thanksgiving game at home. They want to always make sure that they can win and dominate because they've been playing since 1934. And I was going to ask you, Jeff. Actually, I was going to ask Josh. Hey, Josh, can you do me a favor, bud? What's the record for the Lions? You gave the record for the Cowboys, but what's the all-time record for the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day. Because I know they're leading, but I don't have it in front of me. You know, Josh?
He'll get it for us.
Sure.
And while he's doing that, we're going to go to our first commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Pescow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Stay fire safe this winter. Turn portable heaters off when you go to bed or leave the room. Keep anything that can burn at least 3 feet away. Plug portable heaters directly into wall outlets. Inspect and replace damaged cords, broken outlets, or loose connections. Use portable heaters with an automatic shutoff so that if they tip over, they turn off. Only use portable heaters approved by a recognized testing laboratory. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest sports talk on the internet for 2 hours each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 o'clock p.m. on the East, 3 o'clock p.m. on the West. And Sean, if you live in the Central?
If you live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
And what about the people who live in the Mountain?
Who knows and who cares?
And what about all those people that live in Chile and Australia and London and in Europe over there?
Shout out to everybody who's listening in. Yeah.
What about all those people? Let them try and figure out the East Coast time, right?
I guess so.
You're a rat bastard. That's what you are, man. That's what you are. All right, so I picked Detroit. Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Lions, and here's the stat, Jeff. Since 1934, Josh has it. The Lions are 34 and 37 on
34?
Thanksgiving Day games.
They're
71 games.
They
total.
played 71 times on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, 34 and 37.
How old is the league?
Oh boy, let's see. NFL wasn't it? Josh, you'd have to look that
What number?
up.
Okay,
It'd have to be late 20s.
What number Super Bowl?
NFL?
What number Super Bowl are we coming to? 51?
Yeah, yep.
51, right? Plus there was 3 AFC championships before that. So what the league is the league 75 years old? At least, right?
Yeah, because the Super Bowl started in 1966.
Yeah, 1966, but there was championships before that.
A lot of NFL championships.
Correct. So the league's around 75, 76 years old, and Detroit's been in 71 Thanksgiving Day games.
Yep, here's our answer, Jeff. Josh said that the NFL was started and was founded August 20th, 1920.
1920.
I was good guess there for myself because I thought, Josh, it would be like the late 20s, but I knew it was around the decade of the 20s, but 1920,
So
wow.
it's going to be 95 years old at the end of the season. We're going into its 95th season starting next year in 2015, correct? So we're 94 and Detroit's played in 71 of them. Wow. That's a lot.
For Thanksgiving games?
Yeah.
Since 1934.
And how many
Cowboys, which is our next game.
Wait a second, Sean. How many has Chicago played in? Get me that, Josh, please. Get me that, Josh,
Chicago, I
please.
know, has played a bunch of Thanksgiving games against the Detroit Lions on Thanksgiving. I remember the 1997 when they got, like Frank said yesterday, blowing out 55-20, and Barry Sanders just had an explosion for rushing yards in that game.
Right.
And Dr. Myth goes, ain't August 20th, 1920, the day Jeff discovered the very first joint he smoked.
Hey, Dr. Myth.
Wow, Myth.
I'm not freaking 90-something years old. I'm going to be 49. Jesus, don't make me 90 yet. Stink of Myth. You know, for somebody who's been banging out with us for 10 years, thanks a lot, brother. I thought you liked me, man. You rat bastard. I might just make you the rat bastard of the week for that.
Oh, Myth, you're asking for. Here's what Josh says.
16, 13, and 2.
Is that Detroit leading, Josh?
No, that's Chicago. 16, 13, and 2. Wow. So they played a lot of games, too. They played 9, 29, 30, 31 times on Thanksgiving?
Let's see, 16,
Yeah,
13, 29,
times.
2 more is 31.
That's what I said, 31. Yeah.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
So now they meet again with a lot of playoff implications in that game. The next game, Jeff, that we get to, the Dallas Cowboys will be playing Thanksgiving games. They've been doing it since 1960, and Dallas is, I think what Josh said, 27 and 17. I think it was like, or 29-16 on Thanksgiving games since the 60s. They match up tomorrow, the Cowboys do, against the Philadelphia Eagles. In this pick, Jeff, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. Mark Sanchez, I believe, will have a better performance on the road than he did a few weeks ago against Green Bay.
That defensive line for Philadelphia has to get to Romo. If the offensive line for Dallas gives Tony Romo 7 damn seconds to throw the ball, Dallas is going to eat them up. Okay? If the defensive line does not get to freaking Romo and the offensive line of the Cowboys give him all the time in the world like they did against the Giants, Cowboys are going to win. And Sanchez, holy freaking moly. Sanchez reminds me of Tony Romo way back when. With all that being said, I'm still picking Philadelphia. You really think I'm going to pick Dallas?
I don't think you would, Jeff. And, of course, a lot of implications for this one. Whoever wins gets the one-game lead for the division. And then, of course, whoever loses knows that they have a shot still at the division. But they're in a battle for the NFC wild card.
This game right here is probably the biggest game of the year to date that these two teams are going to play. And it happens to fall on Thanksgiving with the whole world watching.
You'll be watching, Josh. I know you'll be watching, Myth and Browning. And, of course, Josh said the last appearance, I think that was Philadelphia. Yeah, last appearance in 2004 against the Cowgirls is what Josh said, between Philadelphia and Dallas.
I got the Cowboys winning, never picking a Thanksgiving game with Mr. Butt fumble at quarterback. Well, he's playing on a different team, Josh. Okay? I believe he's playing on a better team, and I think this offense suits him better than it did when he was with the Jets. With all that being said, I'm taking Philadelphia anyway. There's no way in hell I'm picking Dallas to win this game. It just ain't happening.
Yeah.
Just ain't happening. I don't care. I don't care that the pick distribution in our Pick'em League is 72% to 28% favoring Dallas. I don't care.
Good point. And, of course, Dallas was going to be heavy favorite because there's like, oh, they're at home. They lead the series for Thanksgiving games at home. But this game, Dallas, if they want to win, they have to do what they did against the Giants, and that is survive. I expect tomorrow's game to come down to a field goal or be a really close game. So the Cowboys know they have to play better. That game against the Giants was not an easy game. Had Eli Manning not thrown the tipped interception,
yes,
Dallas would have been in a horrible position
Correct.
going into the game against Philly.
I agree with you 100% on that.
That was a gift.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Hey, Andrew, I knew you liked my pick. Andrew goes, good pick. Yeah, no duh. You're a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
And Double A will be going with Philadelphia. Browning says, this game is important to me.
Of course he's going to go with, of course Double A is going to go with Philadelphia. There's no way he's not going to. It's going to be, something, if Philadelphia loses, it's going to be a long weekend for all those Philadelphia fans.
And it's going to be a long plane ride back home for the Eagles.
Yeah, see, if Dallas loses, I don't really give a flying fig Newton. Because my brother-in-law is a Dallas fan, and if it's going to bother him, then I'm happy.
Quite clearly, if you think about this game, Jeff, the pressure is on Dallas. Dallas is the team that has more pressure than the Eagles because, remember, the last time these two teams played in Big D, who was it that got knocked out in the final game of the season? Dallas. And it was Kyle Orton who was taking over for Tony Romo, and that ended the Cowboy season. And then another year where Cowboy fans were up in arms saying, why can't they just win the big games?
That's a really nice picture. I'm looking at a picture on Facebook right now. Okay? I'm looking at a picture on Facebook right now. Somebody posted a picture of a bathtub full of water with two big turkeys in it. The hell's going on here? You're giving turkeys a jacuzzi.
Browning, I think with what Jerry Jones is thinking is saying, win tomorrow, Cowboys. Let's have a great day for the Cowboy fans in Dallas. Win tomorrow. Otherwise, people will be wondering, are we going to see a decline? Because remember, the calendar flips from November to December. And what has happened? What have we all seen the last 3 years? And also 2008. The Cowboys choking and folding in the end.
They lose in December. This is the last game in November for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's start it freaking now. Start the losing streak right now with Philadelphia and carry it right in through December. You'll lose the last 5 games. It'll be beautiful. You'll end up 8-8.
Another 8-8 disappointment with Cowboy fans saying, this is not fair. How come they just can't win games?
You'll end up 8-8, and I'll be sitting here going, Skippy! Yahoo! I told you so.
Browning, let's see, what time is that game for tomorrow? Oh, here it is. The game starts at, I believe it's going to be 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
What game? The
Seattle? Dallas-Philadelphia game.
No, the Dallas-Philadelphia game starts 1:30 for you and I.
Yeah, 1:30. Yeah,
1:30 for you and I.
Yeah.
Yes, 1:30 for you and I, and then the other game, it goes 9:30 for you and I, 1:30 for you and I, 5:30 for you and I.
Yeah, Seattle is the next one.
Hold on, what do you say we go to break, come back, and we'll start with Seattle, because we're right up against the break anyway, so might as well just do it.
Sure, no problem.
All right, you're listening to Jeff Escow Showman on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Millionaires are being made worldwide, all season long at DraftKings.com. America's favorite one-week fantasy football website. One-week fantasy means no season-long commitments, so you can play whenever you want. You got a player who's hurt? No problem. Injuries won't derail your shot at victory because it's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. Pick your team in minutes, and you could be on your way to winning huge cash payoffs. And just this season alone, one lucky listener turned $10 into $5,000, and another turned $2 into $10,000. Plus, we've been crowning new millionaires virtually every week, all season long at DraftKings.com. So you could be next. What are you waiting for? Imagine winning $1 million in one day just for playing fantasy football at DraftKings. Make sure you log on to DraftKings.com right away and use the promo code Spreaker to play for free in the $10 million Fantasy Football World Championships. DraftKings.com. Bigger events, bigger winnings, bigger millionaires. Don't forget to enter Spreaker at DraftKings.com today. You can't win if you don't play. DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you happen to live in the Central.
If you happen to live in the Central, figure it out for yourself.
You think so? I don't know. We'll soon find out. Don't forget, coming up in the top of the hour, for the second hour of the show, we got our good friend, our hockey guru, Ron Gallo, coming on in, talk some hockey and some other sports as well. All right, Sean, so we got the final game of Thursday, right?
Yeah, and this is the Thursday night Thanksgiving game, and they've been doing this since the year 2006 or 2005. They haven't been doing it very long. They used to do it on NFL Network, but it's on NBC's. The game will feature the Seattle Seahawks at the San Francisco 49ers in what I believe is the new rivalry of this decade. I know that there was some comments said by one of the Seahawks. I think I forget who it was, but he was doing something with the press conference going after the 49ers.
Whatchamacallit was? Sherman, right?
Richard Sherman? Yeah, I believe
Richard
that's right.
Richard Sherman had a press conference the other day with a cardboard cutout of one of the players. And he was talking about this and that, and he was talking about, he can't wear his Beats headphones, he can't do this, he can't do that. And then he started talking about the safety that Roger Goodell is so committed about the safety of the players, then why is he making the players play a game on Sunday and then they play again 5 days later on a Thursday? If he's so concerned, why is the NFL playing on Thursdays? Right? We've only been barking about that since they started that at the beginning of the year, haven't we? It's about time you came on board, Sherman.
They've been doing it actually for a long time with the NFL on Thursdays.
Yeah, but usually they don't start the Thursday games until Thanksgiving.
Till Thanksgiving, but then it was back around 08 or something. I think it was like 05, 06 or something like that the NFL decided to play games on Thursday starting in November. But then that tradition of doing 15 straight weeks from like week 2 to like week 15 or 16 is when they decided to do that. And
Correct.
That was just an absolute joke.
A joke and a half, man. And it's still a joke and a half. If you're so concerned about the players' safety and injury, why are you making a team play on Sunday and then make them play again 5 days later? Your body does not have time to heal. Why do you think you only play once a week?
True.
And now you want to put a team in freaking London? Yeah, way to freaking be committed to the players' safety, you jackass.
And that would mean one thing, that people would begin to realize the NFL is not worth our time anymore, because I'm calling it, like I've always pointed out, it's the Roger Goodell National Football League.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's the Roger Goodell Football League.
Some people only care about themselves and want to do me. I'm the commissioner. Me. I can do whatever I want. Blah.
Yeah, exactly. He's judge, jury, and executioner, and now he's injury man too as well. Get the hell out of here. It pisses me off.
Browning says, "Oh Jeff, I'm right behind you in the Pick'em League." Just saying, LOL.
Oh, shut up.
All right, in this game.
Where is he?
However, getting back to this game, I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks in this game against the San Francisco 49ers. Russell Wilson, I expect to have a big game. They won a huge game, of course, last weekend where I lost a point, and I know you lost a point, Jeff, and I believe Frank and Josh lost a point because we all picked Arizona thinking they had a chance to go into Seattle, but they didn't do it. This is another big game for Seattle and San Francisco. These two seem to be playing better, but this is another big game on Thanksgiving night.
It does. This is a big game. It's a division rival game, right?
Yes, it is. And these two teams do not like each other because it's been a big rivalry the last few years between the Seahawks and the 49ers.
Hey, a good friend out there in Chile, Claudio's listening to the show. Hey, Claudio, how you doing, buddy?
Shout out, Claudio, excuse me.
He's just said, I'm listening to your show right now. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Thank you for the listen. See, from Chile to Australia to New York to San Diego and every part in between, you can catch Sports World Radio. That's why it's called Sports World Radio.
The next, I'm picking Seattle. Jeff, your thoughts on the game? Who you picking?
Well, I'm looking at my pick'em, and I made my picks. And you know me, I try not to switch my picks because usually my first thought is right. I'm going with San Francisco.
Ooh, 49ers going with Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I'm going with San Francisco. Lately, San Francisco's been playing with more consistency than Seattle has. Right?
Yep.
So I'm going to go with him. Go with them. I'm going to go with San Fran. I'd like to be 3-0 going into this weekend.
Do you think Harbaugh has finally got the players to listen to him? Because remember, Jeff, all that rumor and saying the 49er players, they don't even want to play for him. The media getting on them saying, oh, they're not the same team from the last few years.
They're not. And and with all this stuff that's going on with Harbaugh and the 49ers, with all the distractions they got over there, he's not.
Jeez. Yeah, I agree with that totally. And
that's how I see it.
That's how I view it too. And hopefully we'll Josh says I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks. Seagulls.
Yeah, because you know why?
Because he still predicted them to be a 6-10 team.
Well, San Francisco, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So he's got to stick to his guns, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I would too. Hey, hold on, really quick. Well, we're not giving no more games. Only 3, right?
Those are the only 3 games until we get to the NFL Real Talk on Saturday.
Correct. Which is at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific, right here on Sports World Radio. Did you hear about Yasmani Thomas? Or Tomas? Yasmani Tomas?
No, I did not.
Signed a 6-year, $68.5 million deal with the Diamondbacks.
He's a new player, and that's a good deal for Arizona, trying to figure out a way to go young.
Yeah, how about
Especially
that?
with Tony La Russa being there and running the thing.
He's a Cuban outfielder.
Mm-hmm.
Plays for the Cuban team. Now he's going to be playing for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Holy freaking Toledo, Batman. What's going on? Baseball's throwing around money like it's going out of style.
It's the hot stove.
The hell's going on around here? I'm surprised you haven't said anything about your boy Sandoval. You fat bastard. Hey, are they going to make him lose weight over there or what?
He can learn from Poppy. Yeah, he can go lift weights with
learn.
David Ortiz.
Did you just say he can learn from Poppy? Did you?
Yes.
Poppy's a fat bastard, too.
He's the ambassador to the Red Sox. He wants to make sure the team is on top and winning.
He's the ambassador to the Red. That's a bunch of baloney.
That's not at all. How is that a bunch of baloney when you expect that the guy has actually won 3 World Series championships?
Do you know you got 2 of the fattest guys in baseball on your team?
They are not fat. They work out all the time. Give me a break, would you?
You got 2 of the fattest guys in baseball on your freaking team. On the Boston. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. You got 2 fat guys on the Boston Red Sox. What's up, Poppy and Sandoval? How would you like to see Sandoval lose about 30 to 40 pounds? Would you like that? Would it make him faster at third base? Bunch of fat bastards you got on. You know what you got on your? You know what the Red Sox have on their team?
What?
A bunch of fat bastards.
Oh, jeez.
Fat bastards.
Come on, they learn from the chicken and the beer.
You know what they are?
Fiasco.
Exactly.
Don't
You know what?
mind me.
Exactly. Too much beer, chicken, and so they're a bunch of fat bastards with beards.
And video games. Yeah, there's video games too.
Fat bastards with beards. That's what we're going to call the Boston Red Sox this year. Fat bastards with beards.
Typical jealousy. All right, the next thing we get to is the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. Here's what he said. Skippy said, give me Jay Cutler over Matthew Stafford any Sunday.
Give me Jay Cutler over Matthew Stafford. I'm surprised he didn't say, give me Tony Romo over Jay Cutler and Matthew Stafford any day of the week. Give me my Tony Romo over Jay Cutler and Stafford. He's such a... Give me
Skippy
Jay.
Bayless
How can you say
Stephen
that?
Curry, the greatest long-distance shooter I've ever seen. Quickest release, sweetest arc, and touch.
He does. You know something? I hate to say this. I don't agree with the beginning part of that statement. He's the greatest long shooter I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But the second part of that statement, I happen to agree with him 100%.
Good player, and I have to agree with him too.
Gorgeous
I've heard some
touch.
good things about Stephen Curry.
He's got a gorgeous touch. Whenever you know something, if you're a young kid, and I know we have some young children listening to the show right now, and if you play basketball and you want to learn how to shoot the ball, watch Stephen Curry shoot the ball. He is the epitome of the way you are supposed to shoot the ball. How the ball is supposed to be shot in the NBA is the way he does it. And you know who he learned that from, correct? His father. His father. You never saw his father play ball, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Del Curry?
Del Curry. Did you ever see Del Curry play in the NBA?
Yes, I remember Del Curry.
Del Curry's a fine jump shot. Who do you think Stephen Curry learned it from? Stephen Curry is a pure shooter. Kids, if you play basketball and you want to learn to be a better shooter, watch Stephen Curry.
Skippy Bayless said this today. He came out and said that Phil Jackson is too scared to coach.
No, Phil Jackson's not too scared to coach. He's too old. Plus, he's got hip problems. What the hell's the matter with him, Skippy?
But he would say he's too scared to coach. He could just coach and turn the Knicks around. Why couldn't he just come out and say, I'm going to become coach of the New York Knicks?
Because he doesn't want to coach. He wants to try his hand in this.
Skippy Bayless said LeBron should be the leader of the Players Association.
LeBron can't even lead his own freaking team. Okay? Skippy, LeBron can't lead his own freaking team. How is he going to lead the NBA Players Association? Unstinking believable.
Skippy Bayless said that Charles Barkley should coach the Cavaliers.
Oh, now he wants Charles Barkley coaching the Cavaliers. Yesterday he wanted Barkley coaching the Knicks. If I'm not wrong, correct?
Correct. He came out and said yesterday he should be coach of the New York Knicks. Now he says he should be coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Skip Bayless, you change your mind more than a woman changes her tampon when she's on her period.
I can just see it one day. Jeff's going to meet up with Skip Bayless, and I can just see it happening where there's going to be a huge clash and debate.
Has Skip Bayless still throws out the gauntlet, right? Hey, my friend Claudio's daughter, Amanda, is listening to the show as well, and she likes the show. I bet you she didn't like what I just said a couple seconds ago, but she likes the show.
Here we go. Pablo Sandoval. Skippy said that Pablo Sandoval will be the MVP.
He's a fat bastard. Hey, Skippy, why don't you say something like, Pablo Sandoval could be the MVP of the American League if he loses some weight. How about saying it like that?
Skippy Bayless said the Red Sox will beat my Kansas City Royals next year.
Oh, all of a sudden they're your Kansas City Royals?
Yes, since they did so well and made it to the World Series.
You know what's going to happen, right? That word "my" is going to come right away from them when they don't make the playoffs next year. You know that.
Yep. Skippy Bayless said that my Arizona Cardinals better win on Sunday.
See, what did I say to you? What did I say to you?
You called it a few weeks in advance. He says it won't be long, and he's going to mention my Arizona Cardinals.
What did I say? Did I freaking call that?
Yes, you did.
He freaking put the word "my" all season long. He didn't put the word "my" in front of the Arizona Cardinals. All of a sudden, they're 9-1. Now he puts the word "my" in front of them, and even though they lost, he still puts the word "my" in front of them. You're such a bandwagon fan, it disgusts me.
And on that note, we got to run to our first update of the day.
This update is brought to you by the Flipper. Now listen, kids. If you're tired of lifting and lowering the toilet seat with your hand, have no fear. The Flipper is here. Never ever touch your toilet seat ever again to lift it or lower it. Just grab the handle that attaches to the underside of your toilet seat and lift it up and lift it down. Head on over to flipperflipper.com and get your Flipper today at flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Second half of the game, Duke leading Furman 93-54, 33 seconds left in the second half. UAB at number 2, Wisconsin. Number 3, Arizona. At number 15, San Diego State. Jeff, I have a feeling you'll be watching that game tonight for college basketball. 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on ESPN. Cleveland State at number 6, Louisville. Georgia at number 10, Gonzaga. Campbell at number 16, Ohio State. Georgetown at number 18, Florida. VMI at number 21, West Virginia. In finals for college basketball, Butler over number 5, North Carolina, 74-66. Oklahoma over UCLA, 75-65. Purdue over BYU, 58-56. Davidson at UCF. Grambling State at Notre Dame. Mount St. Mary's at Wake Forest. Richmond at NC State. St. John's taking on Minnesota, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on ESPNU. Watch ESPN. UMKC at Youngstown State. Georgia State at Oakland. Kansas State at Pittsburgh. Texas Southern at SMU. UNC Asheville at South Carolina. Northern Illinois at Iowa. Auburn at Oregon State. Tulsa at Oklahoma State. And 2 other finals for college basketball. Kennesaw State 84, Samford 71. Missouri beat Chaminade 74-60. Those are the games for college basketball. In the NBA, here's more basketball to get to. 13 games tonight. Trailblazers at Hornets, Wizards at Cavaliers, Warriors at Magic, Nets at 76ers, The game on ESPN tonight, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. It'll be the Knicks at the Mavericks. Raptors at Hawks. Clippers at Pistons. Kings at Rockets. Bucks at Timberwolves. Jazz at Thunder. Pacers at Spurs. Nuggets at Suns. And Grizzlies at Lakers. Those are the games for the NBA. Now, NHL, here's the games that we have, 9 of them. The Jets at the Sabres. Capitals at Islanders, Maple Leafs at Penguins, Flyers at Red Wings, Rangers at Lightning, Hurricanes at Panthers, Kings at Wild, Blackhawks at Avalanche, and Flames at Sharks. That's the first update for Sports World Radio. Update is brought to you by flipper.com. When we come back from the update and commercial break, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann. And coming up at the top of the hour, Ron Gallup with his hockey perspective. Be right back.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta. I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Alrighty, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you this thing we call a sports show each and every Monday through Friday on SportsWorldRadio.com. Okay, Shawnee, what's next there, buddy?
More of the Skippy Bayless Bash Hour. He said that my New England Patriots should be playing on Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because he probably says, my New England Patriots are dominant. They're the hottest team in the NFL. They're the real deal. They got Tom Brady.
And so they play on Thanksgiving and they lose, and whose fault's that going to be, Skippy? Skippy's.
Skippy Bayless said he should be a play-by-play commentator.
Skippy, you're not even a broadcast journalist, let alone a play-by-play commentator. Okay?
He would probably say, hey, Mr. Eskow, I can come up with more sports perspective than any other sports broadcaster, sports radio station.
No, you can't. And no, you can't. And plus that, I do believe you threw the gauntlet out there for any host of any sports show to challenge you. Well, I challenge you, you douchebag. I will take you out like there's no tomorrow. When I'm done with you on your radio show, you won't have any fans left.
And Skippy Bayless said he will school any New York sports fan.
What?
He said, I'll school anybody who's a New York sports fan.
Oh, come on, Skippy. I want you so bad I can taste it. I'm going to rip you a new one so bad you're not going to be able to sit down for a week. You like that, Skippy?
Skippy Bayless said that Jason Garrett is a better coach than Don Shula.
Skippy, yeah, oh my God, are you kidding me? What is this guy smoking? Really? Jason Garrett is a better coach than Don Shula. How many Super Bowls does Don Shula have?
Don Shula, if I remember correctly, has won one Super Bowl. He's won a couple Super Bowls.
And how many does Jason Garrett have?
None.
Rest my case. Done and over with. Done and over with. With a stupid remark like that, Skip, I just made you look like a moron.
And he would probably say, it's all in the past. It's a new era, and he's the best coach, and he should be proud.
He's not even the best coach in football today. Let alone 30 years ago.
Look at what we've seen. They're 8-3, and they've been saving Jason Garrett's job, and they're better.
Let alone what we've seen 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, or 5 years ago. He's not even a better quarterback today. In fact, he hasn't been the better quarterback in the last 3 years in the NFL. So that statement right there, Skip, is a bunch of crap. Go to your stats. Look at the stats. Look at the. You know something? How long has Jason Garrett been the head coach of the Cowboys?
Josh,
do me a favor. Josh, do me a favor. I want you to get me Jason Garrett's win-loss record for the time he started the head coaching job in Dallas till right now. And then I want you to do me a favor. Find out who has started head coaching the same year he was and still in the league and get me their record. Because I'm going to prove to you, Skippy, I'm going to prove to you, the stats show it, that remark that you said is the dumbest freaking thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth. And believe me, there's been some dumb crap coming out of that mouth of yours.
And he says that Garrett's better than Don Shula.
That's ridiculous. That's so moronic, it's ridiculous. ESPN should suspend you for saying something that moronic on their airwaves.
He would probably say, hey, why do I need to be suspended? I am making a point and saying that he's better because his time will come and he'll win more Super Bowls than Don Shula.
That's ridiculous, man. Are you kidding me? Come on now.
I'm looking at Don Shula right now. He has won 2 Super Bowls, 1972 and 1973.
Hey, Sean, my friend Claudio posted that picture on Facebook, on my Facebook page.
Yeah.
My friend Claudio out there in Chile posted a picture of him and his daughter on my Facebook page that says, Jeff, your new fans from Chile, Amanda and I, SportsWorldRadio worldwide, regards. Check that out. We got some new fans in Chile. We got new fans in Australia, Chile, all over the freaking place, man. It's beautiful. You'll love it. You keep listening to the show. Who cares if you like sports or not? This ain't for that. We have a good time here.
Josh says 37-30 for Garrett. The record for Shula, 328, 156 and 6 for Don Shula.
All right, rest my case.
And 2 Super Bowls that Don Shula has won, Jeff, 1972 and 1973.
I rest my case.
And with Skippy, oh my gosh.
Skip, he's 37-30. He's 7 games over 500. And by the end of the year, you know what's going to happen? He's going to be 37-37, you freaking moron.
Skippy Bayless said that the Dallas Cowboys remind him of his Cowboys with Roger Staubach back in the 1970s.
Oh, how does that happen? I thought you said that Tony Romo was better than Roger Staubach. So with that statement there, you're contradicting yourself, you jackass. You said a couple of weeks back that Tony Romo is a better quarterback than Roger Staubach and Troy Aikman. Now
That's
you
right.
say that they remind you of the Roger Staubach days? Now you're contradicting yourself, you jackass.
Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo is the greatest cowboy of all time.
What a moron he is. I swear to God, I can name 10 Cowboys before I would even put him on the list. So you're wrong.
Skippy Bayless said that Tony Romo is the league MVP.
Yeah, that's garbage. That's pure
One
garbage.
playoff win.
The league MVP?
Yeah, he says he should be league MVP.
I hate to tell you, but you forgot about your Patriots and Tom Brady, you jackass. Didn't he?
Yep.
Okay. Who should be MVP, Tom Brady or Tony Romo?
Tom Brady.
Thank you
easily.
very much. Shut the hell up, Skippy.
Actually, Browning, I actually changed my pick. It's my choice if I want to. Okay, I think Sanchez may have a bad game, so I gotta go with Dallas.
Hey, Josh, has there been a head coach in the NFL that started the same year that Jason Garrett started with the Cowboys and is still coaching in the league? See if you can find me that record.
Skippy Bayless said that he's the Michael Jordan of sports talk.
No, he's not. You know, I'm the Michael Jordan of sports talk and the Howard Stern of sports talk. You know what you are?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you are?
I don't know, Jeff. What is he?
You are. I'm trying to think of a female. Because that's what you sound like, first of all. You sound like a little bitch. You whine like a little bitch. You're the Robin Givens of sports talk.
Skippy Bayless said that he can be the vice president of the Dallas Cowboys.
Go ahead. You're already on your knees doing your thing to Jerry Jones now, so why not? Get paid to do it.
And that's the end of these bizarre and crazy statements by the Skippy Bayless. We'll be back with more on Friday.
Everything he says, I just shoot down. You think I cannot take you on, Skip? Bring it, bitch. And on that note, we're going to run to our top of the hour break. Coming up after the top of the hour break, we're going to bring our good friend in, Ron Gallo, and have some hockey talk. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey,
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escal, Sean Mann, your hosts. And now, like we promised, he's been gone for a little bit. Councilman that was going to be, but will not be because he lost the vote. But my good friend anyway, I've known him for a long time. Our Canadian connection to the hockey world and Sports World Radio's hockey guru's own Ron Gallo. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
I am a little upset that you didn't win.
A little bit upset as well. I mean, obviously you don't do this not to win, and it was a learning experience. I picked up some new ideas, and the next election will be in 4 years, and we'll see what happens over the next 4 years and see whether or not I'm going to do that again.
I was really paying attention to you, man. All that stuff you were posting on Facebook and everything, I was really getting into it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, this is a good city, but when you have an election, you kind of have to focus a little bit on some of the negatives and have a plan in place in order to make the city that much better.
You know what? You inspired me. You inspired me. I think maybe next time the mayor of El Cajon comes up, I'm running.
There you go.
I'm running because I need to change this town because this town is not right now. So you're inspiring me to do that. So I think I'm going to do that. I would have loved to have been able to say Councilman Ron Gallo's coming on our show.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time. That's right. But, hey, like you said, it's a learning experience. You learned a lot. Now maybe next time you'll win.
Yeah, no, I did pretty good.
Okay, Sean, go ahead. Come on, push us along. That's your job. Go ahead.
Ron, good to see you, buddy. It is the second hour here. What's your news to report for the NHL? Any big headlines coming up?
There is a couple of big headlines, and by the way, I do need to let you guys know that I'm going to have to cut this short. About a half hour is all I've got till about the update, and maybe just wrap a couple things up afterwards. I have to go and pick up a vehicle before 5 o'clock. Anyways, let's start with Martin Brodeur. This is the NHL's leading goaltender as far as wins and shutouts goes, as well as games played. He has 688 victories, and he's won the Stanley Cup 3 times with the New Jersey Devils. It's the only team he's ever belonged to. He was drafted by the New Jersey Devils, and this past summer he was actually given the honor of selecting his son to the New Jersey Devils as well. Now, the reason why Martin Brodeur's name is coming up is because Martin Brodeur has not started for the New Jersey Devils yet this season. That has all been the other goaltender. Where Brodeur is going to be practicing later this week, this is really interesting. He's not changing teams, but he's going to be practicing with the St. Louis Blues.
Why?
The St. Louis Blues lost Brian Elliott. He's listed as week to week. There was a couple of player collision in the crease, and they fell on his body while his right leg was still bent and underneath of him. So it could be a knee injury. They're only calling it a lower body, but it looks like it's going to be a knee injury to Brian Elliott. What this has done is this leaves the Blues with just Jake Allen, and there is a little bit of a language in there that you can have an emergency backup. Well, Martin Brodeur hasn't been getting very many games. If he has to start suiting up and playing some games, he needs to have some practice around an NHL team, and this is just kind of one of those fits. The head coach of the St. Louis Blues is Ken Hitchcock, and Ken Hitchcock and Martin Brodeur have been together. They've represented Team Canada at 3 Winter Olympics and, of course, the 2004 World Cup of Hockey. So Brodeur has been working out by himself for quite a while because he hasn't even really been in the lineup of the New Jersey Devils. He's still a member of their team, but this gives him an opportunity to get some practice. And maybe Martin Brodeur, it's probably 6 months too late, but I still say you're going to hear him use the words retirement fairly soon.
I thought he was already retired.
No, he's not. He's still very much active with the New Jersey Devils. So he's still part of their roster. It's just that he's not getting an opportunity, as I mentioned, to practice very much with the Devils.
So where in the freaking bylaws does it say that one goalie from one team is allowed to go and practice with another team?
What it is, it's called on a tryout. And it doesn't mean that Martin Brodeur is going to become a member of the St. Louis Blues or anything. This is just an opportunity. St. Louis is in a bit of a goaltending funk. They may need to pull the trigger, and they may need to bring Martin Brodeur out of his semi-retired state with the New Jersey Devils and put him to work. Now, that being said, there's lots of goaltenders that have done this already. Arthur's Urbe was dressed not too long ago as an emergency backup when another goaltender got hurt. These are goaltenders that have actually already announced their retirements.
So, Martin Brodeur is with the Devils, but not with the Devils?
Correct.
So he's going to St. Louis for a tryout.
He's going to St. Louis for a tryout.
And how long has he got for that?
There's no indication of dates or times. This was just an announcement that was made earlier today. They're listing it as 6:50 Eastern time. So this is like fresh off the press.
Wow, that's freaking crazy, man.
It is.
I've never heard that before.
I've seen it a couple of times. I've seen it where an emergency goaltender has been called up. We've actually had a Spruce Kings alumni get an opportunity to get suited up for an NHL game because of the team that came in. I think it was, going to have to think about this one. I think it was Edmonton when they were in Vancouver. They lost a goaltender to illness. And so the goaltender from the Simon Fraser University hockey team happened to be close enough to Rogers Arena in Vancouver, the home of the Canucks. So he got the phone call and he came in as an emergency call-up. So the emergency call-ups and these tryout goaltenders, that's not unique. It happens all the time in the NHL.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, so there you go. I thought I would throw that one out at you. But if you're checking out NHL.com or the New Jersey Devils website, you'll get more details and more information on Martin Brodeur getting a chance to skate on an NHL ice surface with an NHL team, only it is with the St. Louis Blues.
Okay, so he's going to go and try out. So say they don't pick him up. What happens to him?
He's still a member of the New Jersey Devils, and he's just had an opportunity to practice, and that's what it's looking like they're trying to do for him.
Is he getting paid by the Devils right now?
Yes, he is.
I don't think that's fair then. If the Devils are paying him and he's going to go try out for St. Louis, what the hell is up with that? Right?
It's just the way it works out. It's call it camaraderie, if you will. It's a gentleman's agreement in the NHL. It gives an opportunity for a player who has a ton of respect behind him and has earned that respect because of the amount of games that he's played, an opportunity to be able to, test it out, see whether or not he can get it done.
Ron, I was going to change of subject, ask you something. Metropolitan Division. If Wes was here, and I'm sure Wes is hearing our show right now, Pittsburgh Penguins have got some company. I'm looking at this division right now. And Jeff, since you were a New York Islanders fan, you got to be happy about this. The Islanders are 15-6. Do they have a shot at the Cup this year?
I think it's still early to say that any team is or is not a contender for the Stanley Cup, but the New York Islanders have had their best start in franchise history this season. They have, as you mentioned, 15 wins, 6 losses, 30 points. That's neck and neck for top spot in the Metropolitan Division. And when you look across the board, that ranks up there in the top. There are a total of, I think it's 5 teams that have 30 points. And then you take a look at that, and there's only 3 teams that have more than 30 points right now. So they're right in the thick of things. They're kind of tied for 4th place overall in the NHL. They're tied for 2nd place overall in the Eastern Conference, and they're tied for 1st place overall in the Metropolitan Division. Jonathan Tavares is having a great season. The New York Islanders on the whole have been having a great season. They're winners of 4 straight. But they have a very good win percentage. They have also got a very good goals for and goals against. They are plus 12 on the season so far. It's not the highest numbers in the NHL, but anytime you're on the plus side of the ledger, of course, you know that's a good place to be.
And, of course, Jeff, that has to make you happy because you growing up in New York, you were the big New York Islanders fan.
Yeah, I still pay attention to them a little bit, but not like I did when I was living in New York.
No, the team on the flip side of the ledger, if you will, is the Buffalo Sabres. And I know that at the beginning of the season when we were picking all of our teams, you kind of picked Buffalo as being a dark horse. Unfortunately for the Sabres, they are not doing anything. They are floundering even below the Florida Panthers.
I think the firing of Lindy Ruff has really messed with the Buffalo Sabres too much.
They have to be able to get past that. And if you want to talk about firing, here's a situation on the West Coast. The Edmonton Oilers, there's 3 teams that have the fewest points in the NHL right now. They're 14 points. That's the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Buffalo Sabres, and the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers have really done nothing. This is what they've done this week, or was it late last week? Anyways, in the last few days, this is what the Edmonton Oilers have done to try and correct their wayward ways. They fired their goaltender coach and brought in a new goaltender coach. And right now in Edmonton, the fans are doing what we've seen in Toronto earlier in the season. They're throwing jerseys on the ice. They've taken it a couple of steps farther. They're actually booing the team as they walk from the dressing room to the ice surface and back again. And some fans even took out a billboard, and the general manager of the Edmonton Oilers' name is Kevin Lowe. The billboard reads, "How low can we go?"
Wow.
So the fans in Edmonton, they are not very happy. You remember the Edmonton Oilers in the past 3 years have had one of the top picks in each of the consecutive NHL drafts. They've got some phenomenal young talent in that lineup, but they can't get the job done. Dallas Eakins has not been fired. Craig McTavish has not been fired. Kevin Lowe is still a part of the team. But what they have done is they've fired the goaltending coach. And there's a lot of people up in arms in Edmonton about that. Columbus Blue Jackets, they're off to one of their worst starts as well. The Columbus Blue Jackets last night allow a goal 9 seconds into the game. That's not the fastest goal in NHL history. There's 3 teams that have actually scored a goal 5 seconds in to start a contest, but the Columbus Blue Jackets give up a first goal against to the Winnipeg Jets last night 9 seconds into the contest.
Wow.
So it's just a lot of things happening for teams that aren't doing well, like Edmonton and Columbus. On that note, we got more hockey talk to get to. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Sports World Radio.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov. This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear. And do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association's START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city.
I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist,
a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to the show. Jeff Escal, Showman, and of course, joining us each and every Wednesday in the second hour of the show, our hockey guru from Canada up there, Ron Gallo. All right, Ron, what else you got?
Hey, real quickly, you were in the breaks talking about how cold it was in New York. We're about to get a big dump of snow here in the next 24 hours. We're expecting 20 centimeters of snow. That's almost a foot.
And you live on the west side in Canada, right?
I do.
So you're above me and Sean.
Definitely above Sean, and quite a ways above you, because I hear you're quite warm today.
I'm always warm, man. Sean will get probably the snow and the rain and the cold from that. I won't get nothing of it, so I'll still be sunny.
I'll get the rain there, buddy.
Do you know how warm it's supposed to be tomorrow here in San Diego for Thanksgiving? Where I live in El Cajon, it's supposed to be like 95.
That's unbelievable. Hey, speaking about weather and snow and everything else, 2 weeks ago, did you guys see that video that they posted outside of the Buffalo Sabres arena, the winter storm that came in and dumped all that snow?
Yes.
Amazing. Hockey fans still showed up. There were 6,000 people at that building to watch the game.
How crazy was that?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Montreal, top team in the East, tied for top in the NHL. One of the places that they struggle are playing other teams that are at the top of the standings. So Montreal, that's one area where they've got to fix. Boston Bruins, we talked about this real quickly during the break, and I know Sean doesn't want to hear this. The Boston Bruins are struggling right now with their identity. And part of the problem, I think, is actually because Zdeno Chara is out of the lineup. Yes, injuries play a role, but Milan Lucic has kind of gone psychotic, if I can use that word. I'm not sure if you guys saw this or not, but in the game against the Montreal Canadiens, he took one shot and he was down on his knees, and he ends up calling that a classless act, even though he challenged the other player to the fight. Milan Lucic is starting to lose control, and I think that it's filtering through the entire dressing room of the Boston Bruins. I would not be surprised to see or know or find out that the Boston Bruins are shopping Milan Lucic right now.
It's a possibility too, Ron, and I've been wondering too if Bruin fans would be saying, is Claude Julien, the coach of the Bruins, is he on the hot seat for the Bruins? Remember, they've had to really fight for him and realize that Julien has had to face a lot of pressure since he's been coach of the Boston Bruins.
Well, is he on the hot seat, Boston Bruin fan?
I think that he's on the hot seat again because of having to deal with the little issues that come up in a game and outside of the playing area. I'm talking about Milan Lucic because a lot of times Claude Julien is being distracted in trying to manage his players and their comments. Claude Julien is a good coach. Is he going to be fired one day? Absolutely. A coach is always hired to be fired. Is it going to happen soon? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be the first head coach to be axed in the NHL this season. I'm not sure who will, but I think you're going to hear that announcement coming here fairly soon because teams are starting to question where they are in their standings. I've already talked about some of the teams that are down near the down near the bottom, but the teams that are in the middle are the ones that usually make that goaltending change at about this time of the season because they want to try and find a way to invigorate their team without having to make personnel changes on the ice. Boston might be too far for that. They might need to make player personnel changes as opposed to head coaching changes.
That's true, and the big question is trying to find out another head coach. And you got to remember, before 2011, when they won the Stanley Cup, there was a lot of people saying, well, the Bruins are done. They can't win a hockey game. They won't have a chance to get to the Cup. And, of course, took a lot of rebuilding, especially with Peter Chiarelli and Cam Neely. I think what I heard from other Bruin fans too, Ron, is that Peter Chiarelli also may possibly look at leaving the Bruins too. Now, is that true? A lot of them are saying it's possible that he could leave here in a couple weeks too.
I think that if you're going to start seeing some changes, absolutely that's possible, and I think that that's something that could end up happening. Chiarelli has been around for a long time. I don't know that he wants to leave Boston, but like I said, I think Boston is struggling with their identity, and sometimes when that's happening, people that you associate as being with the team, with the Boston Bruins, want to try and start distancing themselves, and that very well could be possible.
Your thoughts too, Ron, real quickly on the Pittsburgh Penguins, 14-4.
The Pittsburgh Penguins, I told you where I saw them coming up in the top in the Metropolitan Division. The surprise for me is definitely New York Islanders. By the way, the Islanders have a 1-0 lead on the Washington Capitals already in the first period of play. But the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're going to be playing a little bit later tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That game is in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is solid. They've been able to get the job done. They've been able to win the games. They haven't had the same kind of issues that, say, Montreal has had with some of the elite teams. Pittsburgh has been playing a solid game in and game out.
And that has to make, Jeff, that has to make you a little bit frustrated because then Wes will be saying the Penguins are going to win it all.
No, they're not. He could say what the hell he wants, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, too soon. Like I said, too soon to be making that. We made our predictions at the beginning of the season. We'll stick to those. We'll pull them out again after the Christmas break, after we get into the 2015 portion of the calendar. Last thing that I want to touch on is Martin St. Louis. New York Rangers will be making his return to Tampa Bay. I'm not sure if you guys remember this or not, but there was a bit of a falling out with Martin St. Louis and the Tampa Bay Lightning organization. Ended up and resulted in the trade of the forward to the New York Rangers. Tonight, the New York Rangers are in Tampa Bay to take on the Lightning. That will be a very interesting game. Martin St. Louis last night saying he's not sure what to expect as far as his welcome back into the arena. He says he's preparing for the worst, but he is hoping for the best. After all, he did put a number of years into that organization, and he does feel that it's not really his fault that the trade ended up happening. He felt that he was excluded in the decision-making process that led to Martin St. Louis being left off the list that his general manager made for the Team Canada roster for the Winter Olympics. Very quickly, it doesn't look like the NHL is going to be participating in the Winter Olympics in 2018. Stay tuned for more details on that. Gary Bettman and the NHL seem to be wanting to reinvigorate and focus on the World Cup of Hockey instead of the Olympics.
Unstinking believable.
Crazy. It is. It's crazy.
All right. So can I leave you guys with all of those thoughts and wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving?
You bet. Happy Thanksgiving to you. While we're going to get you out of here early, thank you so much. We appreciate your day, Ron. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You bet. Happy Thanksgiving, Sean and Jeff. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Ron.
Thank you. All right, on that note there, Sean, why don't we go into our update, and our second update, which is brought to you by the Flipper, flipperflipper.com. Head on over there. Get yourself a flipper today and never, ever touch your toilet seat to lift it or lower it again. Flipperflipper.com. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the second and final update of the day.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Welcome, everybody, to the final update, 26 minutes after the hour. It is November 26, 2014, Wednesday. We start in the National Basketball Association. Here are the games that we have right now. The Trailblazers taking on the Hornets right now, 25-20. The Trailblazers over the Hornets, 2:53 left in the first quarter. 4 minutes and 58 seconds in the first quarter, the Cavaliers lead the Wizards by a score of 14-10. The Warriors, Golden State, they are taking on the Magic. It's 18-12. The Brooklyn Nets, 25. Philadelphia 76ers, who have not won a game yet, 13. They are 0-14. Keep this up. Maybe they could lose the rest of their games, all of their games for the rest of the season. On ESPN tonight, it'll be the Knicks taking on the Mavericks. That starts in 3 minutes, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Other action we have in the NBA, you got the Raptors taking on the Hawks, Clippers taking on the Pistons, Kings at Rockets, Bucks at Timberwolves, Jazz at Thunder, Pacers at Spurs, Nuggets at Suns, And lastly, it'll be the Grizzlies taking on the Lakers. In the National Hockey League, here's the action going on right now. The Winnipeg Jets leading the Buffalo Sabres 1-0. 7 minutes and 9 seconds in the first. Islanders, they have struck for a goal. They lead 1-0, as Ron pointed out, against the Capitals 1-0. 8 minutes and 17 seconds first period. Here's other action from the National Hockey League. It'll be the Maple Leafs taking on the Penguins. Flyers taking on the Red Wings. That game can be seen in 2 minutes on the NBC Sports Network. You got the Rangers at the Lightning, Hurricanes at the Panthers, Kings at the Wild, Blackhawks at Avalanche, and Flames taking on the Sharks. In MLB, of course, they unveiled, the Red Sox did yesterday, 2 separate press conferences where Pablo Sandoval, the Panda, has landed in Boston. Everybody talking about Panda now. And, of course, Hanley Ramirez. The Red Sox continue to remain interested in John Lester, but there are other sources to report. Lester and the Giants are expected to meet next week. The Cubs have remained interested, and I've got an update to tell you about this. So far, here's the situation. The Braves have offered Lester a 6-year deal worth $140 million. The Cubs have offered Lester 6 years, $135 million. The Red Sox have offered Lester 6 years, $130 million. And other teams like the Giants, the Blue Jays, and a couple others are expected to meet with John Lester as the hot stove continues to remain in full swing. Jeff, as you pointed out, the Cuban slugger to the Diamondbacks for $68.5 million. And keep in mind, next week is the beginning of the winter meetings where general managers will be making transactions for trades and deals. That's the last update for Sports World Radio on this Wednesday, the 26th of November, 2014. This update was brought to you by FlipperFlipper.com. When we come back from the commercial break and update, more sports talk with Jeff Eskow and Sean Mann.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Eskow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. What do you got for me next, buddy?
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. 32 minutes after the hour, we move to the NFL now. We finally get into some big topics. Breaking news came from yesterday from the Washington Redskins. They made a decision yesterday to bench RG3. Does that mean that the Redskins could possibly look at saying goodbye to RG3 and his future with the Redskins is gone. Very predictable, and I can possibly see it happening now since they went with Colt McCoy. Remember when he kept saying, we got to focus on San Francisco, we got to focus on San Francisco? I think that just tired everybody else out. And, of course, the relationship may not be the best between, in my opinion, RG3 and Jay Gruden. I have to tell you that everybody listening in, that this is a big decision for the Washington Redskins, what they should do with them. Maybe they should just say, RG3 will bench you the rest of the games, and then decide and say, we're going to cut ties with you, go find another team, and Colt McCoy can be the starting quarterback for the Redskins because he's been very impressive. And Gary One Arm, you listening out there, bud? I tell you, the Redskins have got a major problem with their quarterback situation.
Well, what do you expect?
Yeah, you're right. What do you expect?
You know, what do you expect from that crap? That's the way it is over there.
What did you think of that, Jeff, when you heard the news that RG3 was going to be benched?
They should have done it a long time ago. That's what my feeling was. Come on, I've been saying it the whole time. He is not an NFL quarterback. Nobody listens to me. Everybody thinks I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Well, guess what? I'm right about that too. Just like about everything else I say.
Well, do you think this is possible, Jeff, that the Redskins could just say, you know, let's just bench him the rest of the games and say that we're done with him, release him, and say Colt McCoy is the future? I know Gary One Arm had said something about that.
Listen, it could very well be that way. I don't think, personally, I think that RG3's got a problem because if Colt McCoy plays well, he's got a serious problem.
He's a distraction right now. That's the way I look at it for Colt McCoy. He's not like the answer RG3 is for this team. He's always playing banged up. He's always playing hurt. Colt McCoy was impressive, especially when he did the game-winning drive against Tennessee back in October. And then that Monday Night Football game, he played very well against the Dallas Cowboys, and they were able to prevail in overtime.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. But we'll see what happens. You know, I personally, I think Colt McCoy. I personally think that Colt McCoy is in a better situation than RG3 is.
Yeah, I agree, Jeff. And the decision they have to make is who do they want as the starting quarterback? Colt McCoy is the easy answer for the Redskins. He very well could be the future. And if you're the Redskins, I say the next option you do, finish up the next 5 games. They're not going to go to the playoffs. Then Daniel Snyder, Redskins owner, could say, enough is enough with this RG3. We've tried it. It hasn't worked. It's time to release him, and he can go sign with another team. I just see that happening because the drama that had happened during that press conference and the relationship between RG3 and Jay Gruden.
It's going to be interesting. I'm telling you that right now. It's going to be an interesting end to the season. And we're going to
here's what first-year coach Jay Gruden, he said McCoy will be given, quote, every opportunity to hold the job for the final 5 games of the season. And here's the thing, more to it. Now it's a question, Jeff, as to whether RG3 is done for good in Washington and whether he'll develop the skills necessary to succeed as a pocket passer in the NFL.
Listen, I've been saying it since day one, since he came into the NFL, that the way he plays quarterback does not make for a good NFL football quarterback. And guess what? I was right. And everybody that told me I was wrong, crazy, you were wrong.
Correct. And the former number 2 overall draft pick seemed poised to revolutionize the quarterback position with his arm and legs when he led Washington to the playoffs 2 years ago. But he is 4-14 as a starter since the start of the 2013 season and has struggled to adjust his game. And only 1 playoff appearance and, of course, only 1 playoff game. And, of course, they got booted out by the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC wildcard playoff game 24-14.
Right. Yeah, they stink. Come on, man.
Daniel Snyder is, of course, he's a lifelong Redskin fan. This is one of the issues he's had to deal with, especially the team name. Remember all the controversy about should the Redskins just change their team name? And and I remember what you were calling them, Jeff, on a previous show. The Washington Scammers.
The Washington Scammers, the Washington Monkeys, what anything else you want.
Other news to report for the Redskins, they also put cornerback Porter on the injured reserve.
Really?
Yep, cornerback Tracy Porter on season-ending injury reserve with a shoulder injury, as the Redskins' injuries and drama just continues to get worse. If I'm a Redskin fan, I would just not even want to watch another game. It's just too embarrassing. They win that NFC East division in 2012. Everybody thought, okay, they're trying to return the days of the Joe Theismann days, Jeff. But then 2-14 last year, and now they're 3-8, and they're dealing with RG3 drama, and now they've got their cornerback Tracy Porter for the season-ending injury.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, they're just hit with a lot of injuries, and what they're going through is not easy.
That's nuts.
It is.
That's just crazy, man.
Cowboys owner, here's what he also says. Jerry Jones says he's a fan of RG3. Well, then Jerry Jones saying that he's a fan of RG3, then why don't you go ahead and get RG3? But he's probably saying, yeah, maybe they'll make him the backup. He could go to Dallas because now Jerry Jones says, I'm a fan of RG3.
Well, why not? You're going to go get Adrian Peterson. You might as well have him on your team, too.
Not that the Robert Griffin III story needs more subplots, but imagine if his next team is the Dallas Cowboys. Here's what Jerry Jones pointed out, and he said today, he goes, quote, well, I'm a fan of RG3. Jones said on NFL Network via NFL.com. Right on this field 2 years ago, or maybe it was 3 seasons ago, he put on a show and had a game that just floored me, and they won. And they won in large part because of his play at quarterback. I thought, my goodness, we are going to have to be playing this guy for years and years. And so he's got it. Jerry Jones also added, once you see a player do it, especially if you see him do it 2 or 3 times, you know he can do it. And, of course, he's a driven young man. I'm a big admirer of RG3.
Crazy, huh?
It is crazy, Jeff, because
you're right. Why doesn't he go grab him and be your next quarterback?
If he's such a big fan, yeah. And then he says, oh, Romo will get some Super Bowls. He'll win a championship for Dallas. Then we can go right after RG3. But think about the Cowboys quarterbacks that they've had after Aikman retired.
He's not going to win crap.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to win crap.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen. He's not going to win crap.
Yeah, you got RG3 going there. He wouldn't win anything. He's not going to win in Washington. He's still not there yet as a quarterback, and he is like another Romo in my opinion. I could call him an average quarterback at best. Sorry, Gary, but the guy doesn't step up, and he's always injured.
I agree with you. He is. He is. He is. I agree with you on that.
I believe that this would be the biggest mistake, Jeff. Cowboys go get RG3, and he plays hurt and he gets banged up. And look at all the quarterbacks the Cowboys have had since Aikman. After Aikman left, they had Quincy Carter. I remember him. I think they had Rick Meyer. They had Vinny Testaverde. They had Drew Bledsoe. And then Romo has been really their starter because everybody thought, oh, he's the deal for Dallas. But he hasn't stepped up. He's only won 1 playoff game.
And they're hoping to change that this year, but I don't see that happening either. Not one bit.
Let's see. Another story I got. Rex Ryan not allowed to talk about visiting sick dad Buddy on bye. Halfway through a story by the New York Daily News, Manish Mata calling for the ouster of the paranoid in over his head general manager. John, there is a bombshell. The Jets failed to let head coach Rex Ryan speak on details about visiting his ailing 83-year-old father during the Jets' bye week.
Double A is in the house.
Hey, Double A, what's up, bud? He says, go Eagles.
Cowboys suck. I love that.
They need to play a good game tomorrow, Double A. That's a huge game for both teams.
Nick Dallas game just started.
Let's see. He goes, this is incredible. It's also speculation, but the fact that the PR official refused to let Ryan speak about his dad shows just to what level the paranoia has risen. The Jets general manager has been vilified around New York with billboards calling for his removal, including one that demands owner Woody Johnson fire the Jets general manager or sell the team.
I guess Carmelo Anthony's hurt.
Ouch.
Because he's not playing.
So, Jeff, to address what I was telling you about the Jets, what's your thoughts about the drama going there? Now Jet fans are saying fire the general manager or Woody Johnson, just sell the team because we're not going
That's not
anywhere.
Gonna happen. That's not going to happen. He's not going to sell a team. He's owned that team longer than you've been alive. That ain't going to happen.
That's right.
That's not going to freaking happen. So get used to it. He's just going to go and restock. He's going to go get a new head coach, new this, new that. This is going to go do what they do.
Do you suppose in 5 weeks, Jeff, Rex Ryan and the Jets general manager will be fired after this year? Do you think both are gone?
Could be. Could very well. You know, Rex is gone for sure. Look at Craig, man. Look at Double A. He goes, Monday it was 70 degrees. Today they got 6 inches of snow. Wow.
That's winter for you. And I saw that Double A because of all the big weather going there on the East Coast with snow and rain that's just pounding the East Coast.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to run to our final break of the day. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Showman on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us, and really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
All right, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk each and every Monday through Friday, right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. This is our final segment of the day. What do you got for me, Sean?
Last story, we got a couple more here. How about this? The Jets, back to more news with them, reversing the field. The Jets have decided that they're going to bench Michael Vick, and they're going to go right back with Geno Smith.
Really?
Yep.
We're going to go right back to Geno Smith.
That's just a big, that's just going to hurt them even more.
It's going to, I think so too. Big time.
Because with Geno Smith going in there, the guy's an interception machine. The guy complains, he whines, and you think about the Redskins dealing with drama. I'd say the Jets are in drama too. They've been dealing with it a lot too at their quarterback situation. Geno got in trouble and got slapped with the fine for cursing out a Jet fan after they lost against Detroit this year. Then Jet fans coming out in New York City saying, fire the general manager, get him out of there. Or look at the possibility of firing maybe both, maybe getting Rex Ryan out there. But Rex knows, when you saw that press conference, he knows it's coming. He's expecting that next 5 weeks he'll be coach, and then boom, he'll be out of there. And then Woody Johnson has the big decision. Where do the Jets go from there? Like Frank even said, they're pathetic and they're terrible.
Well, that's this year. Next year they could be freaking undefeated. You know
Could
that
be
as well as I do.
Of course.
Right?
Yep.
So, who knows what the hell is going to happen?
So I think when you look at the futures of the Redskins, the Jets, very much what you would call uncertainty for both. And here's what, AA, RG3 will not be in Washington in 2015.
No. No way. No way,
He
Jose.
said, AA says, send him to Oakland. RG3 on the Raiders? Well, AA, I just did a story before you came in, bud, and it's okay. I know you had a lot. You're busy with work, with your profession. I talked to Jeff about this, that Jerry Jones might be interested in bringing him to Dallas because he was impressed by him.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's going to do it. You know?
That would make the Cowboys even worse.
It doesn't mean he's going to do it.
Because Romo doesn't have very many years left. He's in his mid-30s, and he's going to be. It won't be long, and he'll be retired.
He should already be retired as far as I'm concerned. You know? Should already be retired as far as I'm concerned.
RG3 in Jacksonville, AA? Oh, boy.
They need all the help they can get over there, too. You know, but I believe that they have their quarterback of the future with Bortles. And so
Yeah.
do they. You know?
Hall of Fame. Here's another one. The Dallas Cowboys Aikman admits rival was the greatest quarterback of all time. Hall of Fame quarterback Troy Aikman joined the Dan Patrick Show to discuss a handful of football-related topics, one which was the difference between the current offensive era and the one in which Aikman played.
Mm-hmm.
Both he and Patrick agreed that the dramatic uptick in passing numbers in recent years has made it nearly impossible to compare current quarterbacks to past greats, at least statistically.
Exactly. I wonder who else said that.
You did.
Yeah. Kind of
Skippy would probably beg to differ.
Yeah, I'm sure he would beg to differ. You know why? Because he's
Why?
never played a freaking NFL game in his life. That's why. Jackass.
AA, this is the new chat room. Spreaker updated it and made some new changes.
Why? What did he say?
He goes, where's this new chat room?
This is it, buddy. Get used to it.
When asked in his estimation who is the greatest quarterback of all time, the three-time Super Bowl winner says it has always been an easy answer for him. Here's Aikman pick at the 4 minutes and 45 mark in the video above. He said, quote, Joe Montana, said Aikman, and I don't care if we're comparing him against anyone from today's game or not, or what his numbers may or may not look like. I saw him do it on the biggest stage in the biggest moments and bring his team back and do the things that I think are required of the position.
Right.
Hear that, Skippy?
You hear that, Skippy, you jackass?
Thinking that Romo is a better quarterback than and that's what he would say. He'd say, my Tony Romo and my Dallas Cowboys is better than Joe Montana.
Of course.
But look
What
at
else
the
is he
Super
going to say? Because he's an idiot. He's a freaking jackass. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I can't stand you.
Him saying that Romo is like the next Roger Staubach, or better than Staubach and
Right.
Aikman. Jeff grew up remembering Roger Staubach and how great of a quarterback he was.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Back then, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan.
Because you liked
Roger
Landry.
Staubach. Yeah, I liked Landry and Roger Staubach. So back then, I was a Dallas Cowboy fan.
And here's another thing that Skippy Bayless also said. He said that Joe Montana is overrated.
Oh, my God. Skippy, you know what? You're overrated. How about that, you jackass?
He probably would debate you and say, how am I overrated for pointing out something that's fact, not fiction?
You're a dummy. And I'm right now fact that's not fiction. You're overrated. You're a jackass. And I'll prove it to you. Because everything you say, you contradict yourself about.
My this and my this.
Well, not only that.
My must be his favorite word.
Not only that, you said at the beginning of the year that your Dallas Cowboys are going to face your Cleveland Browns in the Super Bowl. And the other day you said it's going to be so-and-so and so-and-so. And then the other day you said it was going to be so-and-so and so-and-so. Stop contradicting yourself, will you?
He just said, he just came out and said this. Skippy Bayless said that Montana doesn't deserve those Super Bowls.
Who won them? His mother?
No, it was him and Dwight Clark and Jerry Rice, and of course when Bill Walsh was head coach.
Exactly. That's what I want to know. So who won them? His mother?
No.
Exactly, you jackass.
And Skippy just said this. He said that Tony Romo would beat Montana in a one-on-one match.
One-on-one match of what? Of what? Twiddly-links? Of what? Hopscotch? Jacks?
He's probably getting at and saying in football, that in today's football, in this era, my Dallas Cowboys would easily destroy Joe Montana's 49ers.
So what you're saying is that Tony Romo would beat Joe Montana in a one-on-one contest in football? Last time I freaking learned or saw, you don't play football one-on-one, you freaking moron.
And it's a different. When I bring up Montana, this is the era now. That was back in the 80s when the 49ers were so tough.
This guy is so freaking stupid, it's ridiculous, man. He just doesn't get it, does he?
No, he doesn't. And then, of course, my being his favorite words. My this and my that.
Yeah, he just doesn't get it, man. That just really annoys the living crap out of me. That he doesn't get it. And you know what? The funny thing is, he thinks he gets it, and he thinks he's smart, but he really isn't. And he throws challenges out there like he expects nobody to take the challenge. I openly take your challenge, douchebag, because I can make you look as small as a curb, you dumb idiot. What else you got for me?
And then him saying, I can out-duel anybody, and
No,
when
you
it comes
can't.
to sports radio, nobody can take me on.
No,
That's
you
just,
can't.
Oh my gosh.
And you want to know something? You dummy, Skippy, you have all these papers in front of you telling you what to say. Guess what, schmuckoler? I got no papers in front of me. You know where it all comes from? Right out of my head. That's how much smarter I am of you.
And that Jeff can own you.
I don't need paperwork in front of me to tell me what to say. I will own you with my mind alone.
And then Skippy said this. He said that Jason Garrett is better than Bill Walsh as Brian.
Yeah, whatever. You're an idiot, dude. Sometimes he really disgusts me.
And the 49ers were the team that was dominant in the decade of the 1980s, and Jason Garrett's only won one playoff game? Oh, my gosh. As a head coach, give me a break.
Sometimes he really disgusts me, man.
Till Dallas starts being clutch again and getting back to the winning days of the 1990s, Skippy, then you can come talk to me otherwise keep your mouth shut, because all the stuff you're saying is just hysterical and made up nonsense.
That's right. How crazy is that, man?
There's a lot of people who have a dislike of Skip Bayless. I know on Facebook I saw people on their likes that say the same thing. I hate Skip Bayless. I dislike Skip Bayless. And people would say blah on Skip Bayless.
Really?
Yeah, there's people that have pages that just can't stand the guy.
I can't stand him either. I'm right there with you, dude. I can't stand him either.
I'd have
Not
to
at
look.
all.
They have pages up because people just say the guy is the biggest bandwagon fan around.
He is. The biggest. Hey, you know what? We're going to let everybody get the flock out of here a little early. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Why not? We're taking tomorrow off ourselves. We'll be back on Friday, 6 p.m. in the East, 3 p.m. in the West for our regular show. And don't forget Saturday night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West for NFL Real Talk. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. I want everybody to have a great Thanksgiving. We will see you tomorrow. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio.
Goodbye, happy Thanksgiving, and have a great day tomorrow.
Peace out, bitches.